News is coming from Egypt in which it is being reported that Egypt, that is, the Egyptians, have purchased 10 Chinese-made WJ-700 UAVs, unmanned combat aerial vehicles. These 10 drones will be delivered to Egypt for $400 million, meaning you can say that normally one drone, if you talk like this, like an American Reaper drone, is said to cost about $30 million. So this Chinese drone is more expensive than that. But there is a significant difference between this Chinese drone and the American Reaper drone. For example, one difference is the engine. It comes with a turboprop engine, whereas the other comes with a jet engine. Anyway, as I said, we will discuss it further later. This deal, which was signed between Egypt and China, was signed in June 2025, meaning earlier this year, and now this deal has been fully implemented. Egypt is becoming the second country in the world to use these drones. The first country is Algeria, and about Algeria, you know that it is also an African country. So China is increasing its footprint not only in African countries but also in the Middle East. Now, Egypt and Algeria, as you know, are both Arab countries. The people here are Arabs. They used to purchase the Wing Long 2 first, which is a drone equivalent to the American Reaper drone. Without even comparing capabilities, if you look at the Wing Long 2 drone, it will look just like an American Reaper drone. But the WJ-700 drone, compared to the Reaper drone and Wing Long 2, is a much more advanced drone. It is taken as a higher-end system, which comes with more speed, can go to a higher altitude, and provides more strike options to its operator. Compared to the Reaper drone, or you can say compared to the Chinese-made Wing Long 2 drones, this WJ-700 drone basically comes with a jet propulsion system with a turbojet engine, and this engine can take this drone to a speed of 700 km per hour. Most drones in the world now are slower than this. This turbojet engine gives the WJ-700 an added benefit, like a superior drone. Its main reason is this turbojet engine, and because of its larger wingspan, this drone can fly at higher altitudes. Its service ceiling is said to be about 15,000 meters, or about 50,000 feet, and at that height, even an F-16 can fly. You know that F-16 has quite advanced technology, but this drone can also operate at a good speed. Because of this high speed, this drone can evade most short-range and medium-range air defense systems, and its engagement envelope is beyond them, meaning it cannot be touched easily. Its survivability in any contested airspace becomes very high. Now, for any drone, its endurance and payload capacity are very important. Therefore, it is said that when a full weapons load is installed on this drone, about 800 kilograms of weapons, it can stay airborne for up to 20 hours and perform long-range strike missions. If we talk about some of the weapon systems of this drone, it is said that Chinese CM-102 missiles can be installed on it, which are useful for suppression of enemy air defenses. In addition, C-705KD anti-ship missiles can also be installed. From this, you can understand that this drone can be used by China for either anti-ship maritime missions or any kind of suppression of enemy air defense mission, and it can definitely perform reconnaissance missions. Because of the WJ-700 drone, the Egyptian Air Force will get a much better strike capability, because, as I told you, this drone flies with jet power, can go to high altitude, and can carry a larger weapons inventory in the air. Now here comes a question. Egyptians, over time, are gradually moving closer to China. 2025 can be called a very important year in this regard. The reason is that, first, this year, not only did Egypt purchase these WJ-700 drones from China, but earlier this year, the Egyptian military also purchased HQ-9 long-range air defense systems from China. Egypt moving toward China also indicates that Western countries prevent Egypt from purchasing Russian weapons, and they themselves do not give Egypt any good weapons. So Egypt found a solution. They started purchasing weapons systems from China. An example of this is very clear. Egypt was perhaps the first country to purchase France's Rafale, or you can say the UAE also started purchasing Rafale after Egypt, and Qatar also purchased these jets after Egypt. However, all the countries that purchased Rafale were given Meteor missiles, but Egypt was not given them. When Egyptians see this, they think and then move toward China. That is why Egyptians purchased these 10 WJ-700 drones from China in 2025, and also the HQ-9 long-range air defense system from China. From this, a hope arises that maybe Egypt will also purchase J-10C fighter jets from China. Last year, in 2024, the Egyptian Ministry of Defense had shown interest in purchasing J-10C fighter jets from China. In 2025, an exercise was held between Egypt and China called Eagles of Civilization 2025. During this exercise, Chinese J-10C fighter jets, KJ-500 AWACS aircraft, and YY-20 tanker aircraft came to Egypt. It was reported that J-10C jets had arrived in Egypt, but later it became clear that they were there for the exercise. So in 2025, Egypt and China came very close to each other. That is why the possibility is increasing that in the coming days, the Egyptian Air Force might purchase these J-10C fighter jets. Even the F-16s of Egypt do not have medium-range missiles, they still have M7 Sparrow missiles from 1950s. So one option left for Egyptians is Chinese jets, which they can equip with PL-15 missiles to get the job done. We have seen the results of PL-15 missiles on J-10C in India-Pakistan skirmishes, and Egyptians have also seen it. That is why a hope arises that in 2025, when these two weapons deals happened, HQ-9B and WJ-700 drones, and a major air exercise occurred, perhaps Egypt will purchase J-10C fighter jets too.